Welcome everyone to NewsEvolution in 2024 with Laura Eisenhower, Patty Greer, and yours truly, Alfred. And so, Patty, over to you.
Well, thank you. Happy New Year, everyone. I want to begin by just throwing out the word that I think should be the word of the year, which is gratitude. It's right up there with consciousness and evolution, gratitude. And I think of the three of us that have been together now doing this show regularly, almost every month for years. And I think of all three of us have been through really extreme life-threatening situations. And here we are today. And for that, I have gratitude. Every day I wake up, I hurt. I got all kinds of weird things going on, but I look around and I go, ha ha, here I am another day. So I think it's really important, no matter what your obstacles are, to really look at the good things in your life, because I have been disciplining myself to do that, to be happy. And I think being grateful makes you look at those things that work, those people that resonate, those things that you want to bring more of in this coming year. And the things that we no longer feel or think about, I'm happy to kind of leave behind. So it's a cleansing and a clearing opportunity every year. And I just want to say I'm really grateful for the two of you in my world. I think we've all been through such interesting experiences. And when I think about my age, I look at the chapters that I've had, and God, I've done a lot of cool things. Don't you guys look back and say, my God, I've done some cool things? So for that right there, I'm like, wow, gratitude. I mean, to feel this good at our age with all the stuff we pulled off, I'm impressed. So, pushing buttons in a world of strange thinking, dark souls, and getting to survive. I know for me, it's been a challenge. And I know you guys have been through it too. So I say hats off. Oh, hats on for me. I've got my Roseanne Barr gang hat. She's one of my people that I work with my company, for which I'm super grateful, C60 Evo. And when I think of the pain that I wake up in sometimes, and the experiences I've had for the last 6 years, surviving like ridiculous things with really stupidly bad people, I don't think I would have made it if it wasn't for this miracle molecule. And then now, here I am. I co-own the company with the guys that have been making it forever. So I have gratitude. I'm challenged as crap, but I am so grateful to be here, knocking on my wood table. So I really want to say to everyone, I know we have got obstacles, options to look at our obstacles in different ways. But if we can just take a moment and look at the past or the present and the potential of the future, I think we're going to have a much better time. So that's how I want to open our little conversation. Over to one of you guys. What do you feel about having gratitude no matter what?
Yeah. I mean, the attitude of gratitude. And so I want to share a screen. Yeah, and I'm going to share this weekend. I started a new Substack, which you can subscribe to for free, and I'll put it in the notes here. It's Omniversity Substack, omniversity524.substack.com. And our first issue is Welcome to the Year of the Wood Dragon, which started just this weekend. The next Wood Dragon is in 2084, in 60 years. And the Year of the Wood Dragon 2024 is the most creative and visionary of the dragons. They are optimistic, ambitious, and adventurous. They like to
Ooh.
explore new ideas and challenge themselves, and they are generous, compassionate, and loyal to their friends. And so therefore, and I think this is really significant, the year of the dragon, which just started, it started on February 10th, 2024. The year of the dragon in 2024 is expected to be a time of visionary leaders. We all need that. Innovators and problem solvers. 2024 is also predicted to be a great year to start new projects, explore new opportunities, and create value for yourself. And others, some of the most promising sectors for business growth in the Dragon Year 2024 are financial tech, AI, artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, blockchain, and solar energy. These industries are driven by innovation and demand for cutting-edge solution. To succeed in these competitive markets, businesses need to embrace new technologies and communicate their value proposition effectively. Now, this is something that really spoke to me, and it may speak to you. The year of the wood dragon is special because it is a rare combination of the dragon's power and the wood's creativity. It is a year of innovation, vision, and growth. It is a year to pursue your dreams, express your ideas, and expand your horizons. It is also a year to be generous, compassionate, and loyal to your friends. The next year of the wood dragon will, in the Chinese zodiac, will be in 2084, which is 60 years from now. And so I'd like briefly to share, it talked about AI, artificial intelligence, and I did an interview with Bruce Holmes on his program Timeless Voyager on my book, Exposing the AI Invasion on Artificial Intelligence. And I'd like here briefly to share it with you because I think it's really important. And I'll have all the links where you can go into, and this is part of the Substack which I'm sharing, and the book, because there are there are 7 or so exercises that we included in here to give energy to our souls, to protect us against the transhumanist agenda that is trying to convert our planet from a divine soul incarnation planet to an AI planet. So here is what Bruce says. AI invasion, what ChatGPT and Sudarite tell me. This nonfiction book consists mainly of the answers by 2 AI artificial intelligence, ChatGPT and Sudarite, into questions asked of each AI in February 2023 by futurist Alfred Lambremont Webre. By analyzing the AI artificial intelligence responses, this research-based book concludes that our planet Earth may now be a planet in jeopardy of AI entrainment and takeover by a sentient, pathogenic, invading AI artificial intelligence, as has happened to other inhabited planets in our area of the universe. The proceedings and findings of 7 scientific and investigative symposia on AI, artificial intelligence, and the transhumanist agenda conducted over the period from November 1st, 2015 to February 11, 2016 demonstrate a causal connection between a sentient, pathogenic, invading AI, artificial intelligence, and a transhumanist agenda to entrain robotized humans and a robotized biosphere to this pathogenic invading AI. The invading plasma-based AI artificial intelligence may have been left on Earth as a doomsday weapon in connection with an ancient Star Wars scenario that resulted in a quarantine of Earth from the rest of universe organized society that is still in place. Reagan, Thatcher, and Teller, aware of the invading AI. Okay, I'm going to pause right there and stop sharing for our colleague, Laura Eisenhower, and we'll come back to it. Over to you, Laura. You're on mute, Laura.
That was amazing, Alfred. Yes, gratitude and the dragon wood energy, and wow, where all this is heading. So really, with Pluto moving into Aquarius, this is an opportunity for us to really embrace our truth. And what is that? It's living in such a state of self accountability and reflection, and just self-awareness, mindfulness. What is consciousness, right? Being conscious of what's going on, what we put in our bodies, the words that we share, and the things that we say to people around us. It's just, really paying attention to, like, is this really me, or is it something coming from outside of me that's infecting my creative channels, in this world we're in that likes to intrude upon us, and with all the AI and things coming through our devices and things that we hear in the news. And so for people that have already done a lot of inner work and are focused on that, that's one thing. But the world we're witnessing, where it's a little bit difficult for the children that are in the schools that are dealing with the indoctrination programs that are really extreme, this shift of Pluto into Aquarius and the wood dragon, the creative innovativeness that is necessary in these times is to establish new systems and healing centers and educational centers that really help to nurture a soul into discovering who they truly are without so much invasion and so much being thrown at that individual. Because this is the time of, very advanced souls coming in, and many have already been born that are doing their mission, that have incredible resources for us all to embrace. And this is the new earth that we want to be looking towards, is these incredible resources that are all around us. So all these different planetary aspects are encouraging our growth all the time. And what we get from news and anything from outside of ourselves is very much influencing the way that we move through these initiations or growth periods. And they can very much interfere with our process. They can be catalytic in helping us to stay strong in who we are, or they can assimilate us and drag us into the game and entangle us further into, a lot of the different tactics they're used to take our energy and our loosh and our life force and our creative imagination. So there's a strong influence of Neptune and Saturn moving through this year in Pisces, next year into Aries, while the North Node in Aries also has Chiron in Aries, which puts our focus on healing the wounded ego and the wounded warrior, and the wounded identity. And that's what people are really coming to terms with. Where has your identity or ego been wounded? Is it because you've been targeted? Is it because you've been indoctrinated? Is it because you're afraid of what people think? Is it because you don't know who you are anymore because something is crumbling and something is rising? And where can you begin to re-identify with yourself and reestablish your self-worth on your own terms? And so with Uranus and Taurus, which has to do with self-worth and abundance, and Uranus being all about authenticity and truth, with Pluto moving into Aquarius, which Uranus rules, and Taurus and Scorpio being opposite each other in the chart, the Pluto and Aquarius and Uranus and Taurus, those forces are really helping people to rebirth themselves and reestablish a sense of self-worth and identity that is not based in what the system tried to groom you or indoctrinate you to be, but in what you learned and discovered within yourself, because you took time to get to know who you truly are in the face of all this madness. So these are incredible opportunities, and there's very powerful forces going on that are helping us to, unlock and deprogram and come to terms with a lot of the traumas and betrayals of our world, to really just step forward and heal and face that wounded warrior, wounded ego, wounded identity, and reflect upon the South Node Libra. Where are we still in imbalance or connected to partners or relationships that hold us to those identities that no longer serve us, so that we can begin to attract the ones that can harmonize with the true being that we really are, so that, being much more soul-centered, we connect with people that resonate with our soul expression and our truth and our authenticity. So everything in the cosmos is always giving us exactly what we need to advance ourselves and to avoid this transhumanism and AI trap. It's very important that we really allow the processes that we're going through to be embraced and not judged or we avoided. It's easy to want to distract yourself away from it because it can be very painful when you feel everything's crumbling, or you're going back into the underworld or back into the deep dives of, shadow work or dark night of the soul or whatever. But it's going to be so incredible because it's helping you to emerge in a way that maybe you've never really been able to given yourself permission to. And so the fiery energy of the dragon being so creative, and the wood energy being so creative with the dragon, the passion and the force of all of that, along with Pluto in Aquarius and all these different aspects, Saturn with Neptune. Instead of allowing the dark Saturn to crush our dreams, which is Neptune, we allow Saturn to be the law of structure that can hold a container for the dreams to manifest through. So everything that is available to us is to shift into this beautiful timeline and a beautiful future. But we have to look at where we are stuck in some of the shadow elements without giving ourselves the space and time to complete the process of transformation, of release, of purging, of being able to understand what it is that's actually going on within ourselves, so that we don't reach for a solution outside of ourselves that might disrupt a very important process. So it takes a lot of mindfulness and consciousness and self-reflection. So take the time and space to embrace it, no matter how messy and sloppy it seems. It's a really incredible time, because by the time 2025 hits, when Neptune and Saturn move into Aries and the nodes shift into North Node Pisces and South Node Virgo, it's going to be all about, what do we need to heal? What are our bodies asking for? How can our egos embrace the fact that we have done the healing work that is required this year with the nodal axis, putting our focus on the wounded ego, identity, and warrior? Where does that take us next year? It'll show completion, that we are now the Aries energy that is integrated with Neptune, and Saturn, the law of structure, that is open to the multidimensional, to anchoring heaven on earth. Because when a planet like Neptune is integrated with Aries, the ego is no longer compartmentalized. The ego is now able to embrace the fullness of consciousness, of the multidimensional, of the unseen realms, and the Uranus energy, everything that tears down old structures and control systems, to rebuild a new earth energy that holds this Saturn as being the teacher and the one that has gained self-mastery over the oppressor and the tyranny of the dark Saturn. Because Saturn with Neptune now, instead of it crushing our dreams, we have patience and tenacity and perseverance to overcome the obstacles, to then prove to ourselves that our dreams are stronger than tyranny and control. And if we can just stay strong in that warrior spirit and just continue to do this, that Saturn will turn into the structure that can hold the fullness of the greater cosmic intelligence and our multidimensional divine birthright of all that we came here to be. No longer infected by all the propaganda and narratives that are using our creative energy to create artificial timelines and possibilities that we do not need to consent to. So the purification of our waters and the Neptune energy, so that we can claim our dreams and visions and heal our wounded ego and wounded warrior that's exhausted and just never give up. You will see that these will become manifest. And no matter what trickery is out there, you can establish a boundary to not let it infect you anymore, because the creative imagination is yours to embrace and anchor and ground, and use the Mercury energy, the magician energy, to speak that truth into the world and create a much better future for yourself than the one that they are trying to drag you down, because this is what awakening is all about. And this is a very, very beautiful year. And what is happening in the next couple of years is absolutely nurturing this process for us, while they're in the death throes of wanting to harness as much of our energies that they possibly can to succeed in some kind of new world order that is a new world disorder that we are not going to be infected by if we choose to stay aligned and be solid in our truth. And whatever we need to purge and clear, we embrace with knowing that the unconditional love of source energy is holding us and nurturing us and helping us to heal and recover from the abuses that we've been dealing with for thousands and thousands of years.
It is all coming to the surface to be healed now. You know, we've been told this for a long time. We thought it was 2012. Well, 2020, 2020 and up until now has been, I think, the big expulsion, the volcano of reality, and what they're making pretend to be true, such as the head of Health and Human Services in America, or the, oh my God, I mean, the people that they're putting in place. Today, I watched a shocking story that the White House has made a decision. We're on a 30-day countdown, that every government agency is going to be equity instead DEI instead of competence. And that's why airplanes just are falling out of the sky, and why the door flew off that other airplane, because it's not about competence right now. It's about making sure that the people you hire don't look like the other people or sleep similarly with people of their same sex, or whatever it is that they need to do to be trendy. But they've made a 30-day countdown to be super trendy in all of our government agencies. So be prepared for either huge upheaval, pray, 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 or a whole bunch more incompetence. What I'm watching, because I watch congressional hearings and a bit of news, but I'm watching like the base real deal, because I want to see what's really going on. And it's pretty shocking how much evidence we have that we're living in a time of complete disarray right now. But it's only been the last 3 years. since this weirdness moved in and took over our government in a hugely blatant way. We know it's been in there like a virus forever, but in the last 3 years, it's been really prevalent. And now we're all being tested to the max. So I want to say it is February 11th. Congratulations. Congratulations that we're still here, because what a test it's been. What a test it's been for everyone. And I think it's amazing that we're all still here. So everybody out there listening, congratulations. You know, you've made it through a really hard time. And we've got to stay really clear and centered for our kids and grandkids, because I would hate to be in the school like they are now, where the teachers are confused. Should I be a man today or a woman in my kid's school? The teacher can't decide. Mixed P, I don't know. It can't decide what its name is. But they, them, it, they, it's like, I'm sorry. There's got to be a limit to the level of insanity. And now they're really trying to expand it while they think they still have time at the 2023, February 2024 White House. Absolute insanity. I've never seen anything like it, but I think it's all coming to the surface so that even the sheeple are going to say, oh my goodness. Like, if you haven't noticed with food and gas and your neighbors and your family no longer liking you, if you disagree about anything, I think that, you know, if people haven't awakened by now, I think we need to stop waiting for them. So I have heard the wonderful statements that it's not really about waiting for the sheep to wake up, but about getting the lions to come roar together. So I'm encouraging all the lions to get up and roar together, because we've got to take a stand. We've got to make a difference, because change isn't going to come to us. We have to make the change.
Yep.
Michael Jackson said that, make that change.
Yeah. I mean, when people sit around and just feel frustrated because something's not happening, maybe you're the one to make it happen. And that's what stepping up and being a leader is all about, and answering to something within you that might be your calling. When you're frustrated or angry or depressed about something that you want to see happen, you got to be that person to step up and make that happen instead of waiting for somebody else to do it. You might be that key person in your community to just get the ball rolling, or find that, yo, you're doing it too. Okay, well, I'm over here. And it just starts to light everybody up, and just to take that risk. Yeah. I've been processing a lot, putting my book out, talk about taking a risk. It's like, I hope that encourages people to take a similar risk, just like you guys, you know, with what you put out there. That we all just need to just, like, what do we have to lose? Who do we have to answer to? Are we so conditioned by, you know, being punished by the false parent of society? Just doesn't matter what anybody, you know, thinks, because they are not our authority. They are not our parents. They are not our partner. They are not, this system, this inverted matrix is not who we need to answer to. We need to answer to ourselves and cosmic and natural law and Mother Earth and our soul and the truth about where we come from, our galactic history, what's happened to the planet, all the dark technologies that have been used, all the different bioweapons and assaults on our consciousness and the mind control, and what really happened after the Second World War. This is what we're ready for. And if humanity's not ready for it, what, are you ready for more lies and more deception? Is that what you're ready for? You can't handle it? You just want to be messed with a little bit more and duped? No, you got to be ready for returning to yourself, because that is what it's all about. And when you do that, then you're ready to really be a part of a much larger community. And if you don't know who you are, you know, be very careful and discerning about who you interact with, because they can take advantage of your vulnerability if you don't take the time to really self-reflect. So, you know, it's a hard and harsh reality to wake up to, that there is so much darkness in the world, but remember when you find that you have nowhere left to go but to fall back on yourself, that is an initiation and a gift and something that is something to embrace and take on. Because this whole system takes advantage and wants you to give your power away and have them solve it and give you the antidote, the solution. And a lot of those solutions are going to make matters a lot worse. But there's a lot of solutions out there that are going to hold your hand and make things a lot better. But it's time to shift away from those that have been compromised and are answering to these nefarious forces that and help bridge those that have gotten entangled in that, to help them to recover from what took place in 2020 and 2019. And I won't say it, but we know it. And I think there's going to be a lot of people that'll recover from all these assaults once they come to terms with how much of it has just been groomed into them and indoctrinated into them since the early 1950s. Generation after generation. And now this one, gender confusion. I mean, pronouns. It's just, wow. Anyway, Alfred, what are your thoughts?
Well, I think that we're all expressing here, and we're in confluence with what the year of the wood dragon is. And so I'm glad, I'm really glad that we're bringing and reinforcing this message. And so it's the universe, and it's the Lunar New Year, and it's the cosmos itself, and the force of the cosmos that is giving us through our emphasis on creativity, on leadership, on going for what is new, what is exciting, what can repair, what is creative that will bring about evolution. I see that we're already beyond the 30-minute mark, and I think that our feelings are such that it's a good place to leave this here as our first sort of contribution for 2024. That's my feeling.
And I'd like to end with our word that we began with. Just keep in mind to be very grateful, because the more grateful you are, the more things you'll have to be grateful for.
Hallelujah.
Laura, you're muted.
There's so much to be grateful for in every moment. And absolutely, gratitude is everything. That's the guiding force. It'll keep you out of victim consciousness. It'll keep you out of just complaining about things that, wow, you know, it could be so much worse. Let's just count our blessings and manifest more blessings and appreciate the blessings of adversity and challenge, because it can only make us stronger and wiser and more resourceful and more willing to tap into uncharted territory within ourselves that hold the solution and the answer. So
Amen.
happy 2024, everyone. Good to see you. NewsEvolution, Alfred and Patty.
Definitely.
Woo!
Whoa.
He's got that thing. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
See ya. Happy New Year.